Thank you, Christopher Nolan, for single-handedly saving my summer. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Daily Review, episode number 344. The film I'm going to be reviewing for you guys today is Inception. Before I get into it, though, I actually had quite a little treat this past 3 days. My good friend Leland Brungart, who's over at Review A Day, and we also do the Nitpick It podcast together, came down to my humble abode from Wednesday to Friday. He literally probably is flying in the air right now as we speak, heading back home to Washington, and we had a blast. We recorded a podcast. We have some other treats and surprises for you guys along the way, and we also saw together the film I'm going to be reviewing for you guys today, which is Inception. And Inception is written and directed by Christopher Nolan, and it stars a humongous cast of characters. We got Leonardo DiCaprio, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Ellen Page, Michael Caine, Ken Watanabe, Tom Hardy, Cillian Murphy, Tom Berenger. I'm probably forgetting somebody else, Marion Cotillard, and there's just an absolute all-star cast to this film. Inception is basically a story about this guy named Dom Cobb, and it takes place in the near future. And what Dom Cobb specializes is dreams, and he has this team of people that's kind of like an Ocean's 11-esque team, but for the future. And what they do is they basically go inside of people's minds while they're dreaming and steal their ideas. Mr. Cobb is approached one day by this businessman, Ken Watanabe, and he wants him to basically go inside of Cillian Murphy's mind and do what's called Inception, which is instead of stealing an idea, he wants him to plant an idea into his brain. And what ensues is an insanely entertaining, insanely inventive, and absolutely insane in general sci-fi thriller. I think to call Inception the best movie of the summer would be really selling it short, because I think it's obvious that it's the best movie of the summer. I mean, I have sat week after week through movies like Splice, The A-Team, Predators, just things that are not fantastic, and it is so refreshing to see Christopher Nolan's Inception on the big screen at midnight with a humongous group of people and just be transported into this world for 2.5 hours. And I will say right off the bat that Inception is 2.5 hours, and I know on this channel, if people have been watching me long enough, I always comment and say, oh, it's an hour 20, it's an hour 30, that's great, it's really short, and I like that. It is the fastest 2.5 hours that you will ever experience. I literally was like, oh, it's over? Because I want to see more. I wanted to be in this world longer, and I think that's really a testament to the talent that's at hand on screen. Inception is absolutely fascinating. It's absolutely inventive and creative, and I think one thing that it does so well that so many movies nowadays, especially mainstream films, don't do, is that for its entire 2-hour and 28-minute running time, it is thoroughly engaging the audience and making them think about what is going on screen in every second of the film. I literally think that from beginning to end, Inception just has this sort of movement and forward momentum that propels it into making you think about every single thing you're watching. I mean, right from the get-go, you have all of these explanations of who the characters are, what they're doing, the rules for this dream logic sort of state that they're in, and it's all incredibly fascinating and incredibly well done. And I know I complain a lot about expository dialogue. It never feels like expository dialogue because it's incredibly engaging and it's just utterly fantastic. And I think there's so many things about Inception to love. Right off the bat, the performances, hands down, are amazing. Leonardo DiCaprio, I think, is better here than he is in Shutter Island, and I loved him in Shutter Island. I think Joseph Gordon-Levitt gives an amazing performance. I think Cillian Murphy gives the underrated performance of the film because I feel like his character is, or as an actor, he's A, lesser known, and B, his character may not be the central point of the movie, although I guess it is kind of central to the plot. But I think as far as people that you're wanting to see on screen, I think he is quite fantastic here. And the scene stealer for me, actually, is Tom Hardy. He's this British guy. You've probably seen him in the trailer when he has the grenade launcher and says, "You'll have to dream a little bigger, darling. Don't be afraid to dream a little bigger." Every scene he's in, he steals, and it's absolutely fantastic. The action sequences across the board are jaw-droppingly amazing, and these are bold statements that I'm going to say, but it is some of the most exhilarating, jaw-dropping, beautiful action sequences that I have seen since I don't even know when. It may be of all time, because I honestly think that when these action sequences are going on, you're not only thoroughly interested in what's going on and are like, wow, these visuals are amazing, but simultaneously you're thinking about everything that's going on in the film, including the plot that's going on to create these action sequences, and you actually care about these characters and whether or not they're going to live or what's going to happen to them in these different dreamlike states of theirs. And finally, the one last thing I want to say on Inception, because I could actually probably talk forever about this film, is that the ending, I think, is borderline genius to this movie, and I think I should have expected nothing less from Christopher Nolan. I mean, Memento used to be one of my favorite movies. I mean, it still is one of my favorite movies, but it used to be almost my favorite movie of all time when I first saw it when I was like 17. And I think what Inception shares with Memento is that it's incredibly thought-provoking, and at the end, you really walk out of that theater thinking about what you just experienced, wanting to experience it again with fresh eyes, knowing what you know now. And I just think it's not only the best movie of the summer, but it's honestly one of the best movies of the year, and it would be an absolute shame if it was not nominated for multiple Oscars. I give Inception a 5 out of 5. I don't know why you're still watching this review. You should really go out and see it as soon as possible. Thank you guys so much for watching this, and I'll be back tomorrow with another review for you.